Hey everybody, and welcome to a Lefty Knitter podcast. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about all things crafty, and I've decided I'm gonna attempt to Vlogmas and my regular episodes because I like to make my life chaotic and hectic. So here we go. This is episode 187. And I have some progress to show you guys. All right, so if you're new to the channel, welcome, and then welcome back to any returning viewers. I appreciate you so much. And yeah, so on the channel here, on the episodes, I will be posting more of my crafty stuff like I normally do, which is mostly knitting, crochet, some embroidery, some spinning, whatever I'm feeling up to. And sometimes I throw in some life stuff, but on the vlog for Vlogmas, I am going to primarily, it's just going to be a mix of all kinds of stuff, but I want to keep my episode list mostly of my crafting stuff. So if people want to watch one or the other or both, it will be, you know, that's your choice, and I'm not going to be upset by it. So there we go. I have made some progress on, well, no, technically I have a finished object to show you. These are the mitts I made for John. This was yarn out that I had received in a subscription box that is from the Maryland Lamb Co-op here. It's all women farmers, and they have all their own companies, but then they have the co-op and they work together. And there's a farm store that's in Maryland here, and they sell meats and fiber and all kinds of products from their farms. They did a subscription box. I can't remember exactly what this, excuse me, Fluffy. I can't remember what this yarn exactly was, but it was an undyed yarn, very farm yarn-like, and I made these fingerless mitts for John. I had a little bit of issues at the beginning trying to figure out the pattern and everything else. I'm going to link it down below. It's a Knit Picks pattern. And he wanted fingerless gloves with the convertible top, but he wanted the fingers also, but just not the tips of the fingers. So it was a little bit of work, but he wears his fingerless gloves, and I really enjoy making John items like this because I know he respects them and loves them and wears them, and it's not just sitting in a closet collecting dust. So I will show you them now. So I plan to dye these yet, so they're not completely done, but the knitting and the finishing, I've sewn in all my ends, that's all done. So this is this side. I will show you one on my hand, and then I'll just show you the other. So here is the glove. I still have to put like a button or something. So I have to, there's that part, but I wanted to dye them before I added a button onto it. So here's the glove with all the fingers, and then there's the convertible part. Now in the pattern, they had you decreasing like you would not all hats, because you can decrease different. So it had you decreasing at even spacing all the way around, creating like that swirl top, kind of like you would get on a hat. I didn't like that. So I decided to change it up, and I did it how a toe would look. And these fit a lot better on John. I had him try them on with the top. It gives him a little bit more room. With the other, because it spiraled down to like a circle, it felt like it was pulling his finger. It felt like it was doing this to his fingers versus he was able to keep them like that. It felt like it was doing that. And here's two. So I do have two finished ones. So there you go. Yay! Obviously I will show you guys more of these because they're not completely done, and I have to decide how I want to dye them. Really, I loved how this yarn worked up. It was really nice, and I have a whole nother skein of this, so I need to weigh it and then see how much yardage I have left. It's a little itchy because it is a farm yarn. It's like not super wash. I mean, it's still got like all the grippiness to it. So these will be really great gloves. I know he's gonna love these so much. I ended up using, I can tell you what I used. I believe I used a US 2, but I think that was for, I did the fingers DPN because it was so much easier to do them on DPNs. A US 2, 2.75 for the fingers. I did have to change what size I was using versus what the pattern was calling for based on the yarn. And, oh, the whole glove. I must have done the whole glove on the same size because these are also 2.75, and I use these to do all the way up through the thumb gusset until I added all the fingers on. Yeah, so I'm really excited about them. He hasn't fully tried them on with them done and Kitchenered at the top. He only tried them on pre-Kitchenering to make sure there was enough room for his fingers. So the other thing that I did, and you guys have already seen this if you follow me on Instagram, all my links will be down below for everything I talk about or other places that you can find us. This is John's book here, Tom Segura. He's a comedian, right? Or actor, comedian? I don't remember. I'm not a big stand-up person. I think he's a stand-up guy. John found this ad for a bookmark, and he was like, do you think you could do this? And I was like, yeah, pretty much. I have everything needed to make this bookmark downstairs in my craft room, except for, I think it stated, like, it linked you to somewhere and you could buy it. Is it a thing now that you can sell things on Amazon, like handmade items? Because I think that's where it linked us to. I'm not sure. It said it used like recycled cardstock. Well, I didn't have recycled cardstock, and I didn't have good cardstock to use, so I went and bought a poster board. And here's my poster board. There's the back of it. It's not the prettiest on the back, but I made him a bookmark. So it, oh no, I just took that totally out of his book. I don't know if that's where he was. Oops. We're just going to put it back in there somewhere. Right here. We're just going to put it right here. I embroidered this felt. I have felt too downstairs, but when I was at Walmart getting the poster board, I'm going to round this corner off. I should have done that with those two, but that's okay. I purchased some gray felt, and I had everything else. So my embroidery skills are not great because I don't embroider a lot. It's like a learning thing. So what you do is to put it on your book, you just take a couple pages, and I think that's where I was because it was bent a little. And you just stick it on your book. So he was really excited when I did that, and he showed it on his Instagram, and people kind of were like, oh my god, that's the coolest, and people have seen them too in ads. Some other people must be getting them too in their ads on like social media. So yeah, it just goes in your book like that, and boom, there you go. I actually am working on another for a friend. I don't believe the friend may watch it, but she is not getting it. She's purchasing it from me for someone she knows. So I doubt the person that she knows is watching my podcast. So I'm making another one. I'm in the works. So yeah, I say so a lot. I've tried to correct myself. The other thing that I've been working on, and I've been working so much on it, I need to wind another ball of yarn because I'm ready for another ball. This is the Autumn League Pullover. I have had this in my queue for quite some time. See, I'm almost done. I tried staying up, guys. I tried so hard to stay up last night and finish this ball so I could cast on the new one. Let's see. Does it say who it's by? I'm sure it does. Give me 1 second. This is a big pattern. Notes. Oh, you know what? I think I like sparsed it out. So it's the Autumn League Pullover. Everything's down below. I don't know the designer's name. I apologize. This is the Scout yarn by Kelborn Woolens, and it's a DK weight, and I purchased this from Flying Fibers in Pennsylvania from a local, they're not local, but we like going there. They have a really nice shop, and you can go, it's on their farm, so you can see the animals too. It's cute. Okay. Last time I put a marker, so I can show you. Here's the front. here's the back. Here's where I put my marker. So I was here last time, and I think I just put a new ball of yarn on, and it's all scrunched up, but I got pretty far, y'all. I feel like that's a lot of knitting. That is a weird stitch that has been bothering me. I might have to like pull it in or something. I feel like the yarn was really thick there. It's just an extra big stitch. It's weird. I see it every time. I got far. I got far. So I'm gonna cast on, wind up my next ball, I mean. So I'm really, really excited for this. I can't wait to wear it. Oh my gosh. So many people have made it, and I know a lot of people made it using like the Lion Brand jeans yarn because that's the recommended yarn, or that's what the designer used. And a lot of people went nutso and used, not nutso, they used that yarn because it was like affordable, right? And then it was really hard to find. And I think now they have even new colors out in that line of yarn. So if you're looking for affordable yarn, I mean, mine was very affordable, I'm not gonna lie. These skeins were, I think I've said this in the podcast, $16 a skein. So I feel like that's not too bad for this project. It won't be over $100. Like when I start getting close to $100 on a sweater, and I know you kind of have to, and if you're making bigger sizes, you definitely have to. It's like, you know, it's a lot of money that people need to spend. So if you're looking for an affordable yarn, the Lion Brand jeans yarn that they use for it, I'm pretty sure they have more colors. So check that out. Woo! I've done a lot of talking. Talked very fast. I am really stressing myself out. It's the first of the month. It's December 1st. I usually tell you the date, December 1st. It's the first day of Vlogmas. I recorded some footage, and I have 2 advent calendars. I have Pretty Twisted Yarns that was gifted. Thank you, Theresa. And then I have an advent calendar that 5 of us podcasters all have a different person, and we sent them a scrappy advent calendar of 10 gram minis. I've decided to do a crochet pullover with mine. Can't remember what it's called, but I've split that yarn because you crochet it from here this way and from here this way, and then you join it in the middle. And I split my mini skeins to at least do the sleeves, so they're gonna match. Once I get here, I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but you guys will be updated. I'm gonna, you know, not give you daily updates on that on this episode in the episodes, but you'll get that in Vlogmas. So there we go. All right, Hazel only got a sock calendar from her grandma and just a plain chocolate calendar from me. I didn't get her a fancy one this year. She usually in the past has gotten like Lego advents, or I made them, or whatever. It's really simple this year. So you might see that on my other channel. But because they're so simple and it's hard to video her because she's so excited to just open them when it's like still dark, footage wouldn't be so great. All right, I'm gonna stop here. I'll update more hopefully tomorrow, and then you'll see this on Saturday. Well, when you watch it, I will upload it this weekend. All right, bye guys. All right, it is Friday, December 2nd, and I have a little bit to show you because I got a package in the mail, and it was a whole secret project that was happening. Andi the Knitress, or the Naughty Knitress, is her shop. She has the podcast. I'll make sure I link it down below. She had asked a bunch of friends and dyers and amateur dyers, because I am not a professional dyer. This is not like my day job. She wanted to do an experiment with, you know, yarn and people dyeing yarn with, say, the same color. I apologize, there is construction next door. So we were all given, I think it was like between 15 and 20 of us. I can't remember how many. We were all given the same 3 colors to use on one skein of yarn. We could do it however we wanted. And so it was a whole experiment in how just because one dyer is dyeing a color with these colors doesn't mean the yarn is going to look exactly the same. Now, she put out her videos already, so it's not a surprise anymore. She called it Just Add Color, and we had a group chat, and it was really fun. It was a good time. So the 3 colors, excuse me, were like emerald green, a purple. They gave specific Dharma acid dye colors were given, but we were told we didn't have to use those. So if we had them, shoot for the moon, and if we didn't, just find colors that were semi-close, because not everybody could expend the extra money to just go buy those dyes just for this experiment. So we had them. I think I only had to actually order 1 color. So I'm going to show you my skeins, and like I said, Andi shows the skeins of everybody in one video. I dyed up 3 skeins so I could have them just for myself. And then she cranked them into a tube and to a hat to show the difference of how they knit up. It was really cool. Everybody's skein was so different. I decided to do like a dip dye technique, and I dipped half of the skein into the green. Now, people had said the green was real finicky, and I was like, all right. So I went really light on the green, in my opinion. And so I did a glimmer, a stroll glimmer, and a regular stroll, because that's what we had the bare yarn of. So here are the 2. And because I skeined them up like this, you can see that the color is all at one end. I'm going to unravel one so you guys can see what I did. So I dip dyed into the green. I folded it. I took my loop. I folded my skein in half like this, and I dip dyed just this, so this would stay plain. And then what I did is I put it in the pan and I speckled it all. After I had, after this had set, I then laid it out in the pan. So these 2 ends, I just laid it in the pan. I don't think I laid it out specifically with the 2 whites together. I can't remember now. Either way, I may have, because I could have laid it out like this. Maybe that's what I did. And then I did speckle the gray and the purple all over the middle, and then I only speckled gray in the green areas. Now let me show you what it looks like when you knit it up. So Andi sent us all back our yarn, and it was super sweet because she sent us a little tote bag for participating. We got a little measuring tape, which I've never seen the clear ones. I thought that was cool when she first showed those. A little button that says Just Dyed Color 2022. She wants to do this experiment again, maybe with even other dyers, or if we want to participate again. Just Dyed Color. And then a little note with a code for me for participating to use in her shop. So here is how the tube knit up. I knew it was gonna like spiral, but it almost like, oh, and it came with, sorry, little stitch marker too. I knew it was, because of how I dyed it, I knew how it was gonna knit up. So it spirals. It doesn't stripe. It looks stripy, but it will, if you follow it around, it spirals. I have dyed other stuff this way, and I showed you guys in earlier podcasts because I was experimenting on dip dyeing so I could dye this skein. So that hat and a pair of socks I made, that was done like this. And then she used her, she also has an Erlbacher. She used her Speedster and she did the hats on it too. So you can see that it also micro striped, it also striped, but thinner stripes. I just thought that was fun. That was so much fun. So that's what I have to show you for this part. I also started my sweater. It is called the Shuffle Sweater. I think I said that in the last clip. I can't remember because I'm doing Vlogmas and this, so I can, it's a lot. I cast on for the cuff in a neutral color because I was worried about the minis not, because you crochet this way to do the ribbing, wrong side. Crochet this way to do the ribbing. I was worried my mini only might get me to here, and I wanted my cuffs to all be one color. So I've done one. And I got to about here, and I realized I messed up like down here, and the pretty ribbing wasn't on the right side because there is a right and a wrong side. And it would have been fine if it was all the if I had done it all the right, like the same. So these will get like sewn up like this. And that'll be my cuff. And now I'll start going this way with my minis. I'm excited. I stayed up as late as I possibly could and I got this done, and I just couldn't even cast on the next one. So I did cast on this morning and I'm a little bit there. I'm 17 rows, so I need to get to 60. There we go. I am very, very excited. I'm gonna try to finish this morning early and get the first day's minis on. So that's where I'll be. All right, that's what I have to show you. So, all right, until tomorrow's clip, and I don't know, I mean, I'll have stuff to show you, but all right, talk to you then. Okay, John's right here. Do you want to tell him what you've been doing today? Freaking out over making a certain food item?
I wasn't freaking out. I just don't have good luck with it.
Bread. So, I've made bread. Not the greatest bread, but I've made bread. Okay. Oh, today is Saturday, December the 3rd, and I need to round up this episode.
Is it the 3rd? I just put 3. Do you know that?
Yes, I'm on my 3rd color.
Okay.
Yeah, it's day 3. So Advent, I'm doing Vlogmas 2, so I'm hoping I don't repeat too much information, so I apologize.
Wait, this is not Vlogmas?
No, this is the podcast. All right, so bread. Although you went outside, and as you were leaving to go outside, you were like, oh, and it told me I just put the yeast right in the dough. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I've never seen a recipe like that, but I guess it's a thing. It was from the King Arthur's website, right?
Yes. So
guess we'll find out.
We're gonna find out.
Stay tuned to this days of Vlogmas to find out if our bread came out right.
I feel like I've said before on here that I'm like intimidated by like baking and stuff like that, but
yeah,
like I'm a Southern man that has failed so many times making biscuits.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna try bread, and then we're gonna go from there. But I did get the stuff to make biscuits, and I would like to try to make biscuits because my wife makes like 3 or 4 things that like knock my socks off. One of them is her sausage gravy, but we never have the other half of that because we have to buy frozen biscuits. We've tried to make biscuits before, and I think the best ones came out to be about that thick.
They weren't hard as rocks though, so I don't know what. I don't know. Either way, whatever. All right.
Like I want big biscuits,
big
buttery.
Fluffy. Yeah.
I bought some Crisco.
Yeah, and I've done that too, and it.
We got some lard in the deep freezer.
We do.
That might have been the way to go.
We gotta find it in the deep freezer.
We do. Anyways,
super hard.
I digress.
Okay.
So I've been knitting.
So I have been working on my crochet sweater, which is called, I've said it before, the shuffle sweater. I have to add, this is my day 3 colorway. This is one of Andrea's yarns. It's a glitter base. I need to add this in. I did catch up, so I'm adding day 3's color on day 3. So let me show you what I have here. I have sleeve number 2 and sleeve number 1. I explained this in my Vlogmas. I had to mark them because the first color, I got 7 rounds on one and 6 rounds on the other. So I am keeping track, and I didn't take the 7th round out. I just decided what I think is happening is as I'm unwinding these, this is my hand wound. I'm splitting it in half. This is mine, and this is Andrea's. It's really tightly wound. And I think what I think is happening is I got more yardage out of the one Andrea wound. For some reason. I don't know why, if it's because of the tightness it's wound, it stretched out the yarn to give me a little more yardage. I'm not quite sure. So either way, I'm going to be switching the portion, the 5-gram portion on every sleeve, and I've gotten it evened out now. So I have even amounts. I'm up to row 15 on both of these. I'll just show you one. Row 15. So I feel like if I do that, I have a better chance of having ending on the same row after each day. Does that make sense? I may have explained it better in Vlogmas. I'm not quite sure. So, yeah. I have one more project. I need to find it. Hold on. Okay, so my sweater. Oh, John's getting ice. I had to like be quiet a few episodes ago, I think, because of the ice debacle madness, loudness. 'Tis my life. Okay, I wound up the third skein for my Autumn League pullover, and got it right here. I finished ball 2. I stayed up late after I finished the first color last night. I finished color 2 this morning on that the crochet one, and so I stayed up late to do the rest of ball 2 on my sweater, so I could start knitting on ball 3 today. So what the John?
Yes.
I mean, I know we got a freaking vacuum sealer thing. Luckily, I have a pair of scissors right here. Oh God, are my needles gonna be broken? This is a whole sweater. I mean, not a whole sweater. Let's see how this opens. It should poof up like a whole lot. I've seen people package their yarn this way when they ship it like overseas sometimes, because I think it's like a smaller package. Mm. Can you hear it? It's hissing. I should probably cut it all off. Hold on.
Sounds like you on chilly night.
Sure. Oh my God. Oh God. I hope my needles are fine. They should be fine, right? We could use this for something real, but maybe not now that it has wool in it. Oh my God. Okay. I thought I had wood needles on this. I don't know what I was thinking. I have my carbons.
I can't wait to vacuum seal all the other stuff.
Oh God. He's like a little kid. Okay. Oh, front, back. Okay. Although I have my marker on the back. So here we go. Here's where I was last time I showed you guys, which wasn't very far. Look at that. Only like maybe 8 rows, but I'm ready for ball 3. Oh my God, I love this so much. I should really put it on cords. I haven't measured this. I don't have a tape measure. I need to go so far for the underarms. That's going to be something I do today and figure out how much more I have to go. Oh my God, I love this so much. This is so good. Isn't it so good? It's so good.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Is it gonna be long sleeve?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. He thinks short sleeve sweaters are stupid.
No, he doesn't.
Liar?
No.
Pants on fire. You don't like them. You think they're not a sweater if it's a short sleeve, right? Or something? What is?
It's not a sweater if it's short sleeve. It's not a sweater if it's short sleeve.
I have my other ball caked up.
I gotta cut this
That's
up.
ready to go. All right, well, let's round this up. What have we been watching? Oh, we watched 2 episodes of Chippendales, or 3? I don't remember.
3.
What channel is that on again?
Hulu.
Hulu. That's interesting. Don't watch it with kids.
No, who would watch the?
I don't know what people
It's
are.
not the Chippendales like the.
It's not the story of.
It's not the cartoon.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like the male dancers.
Yeah, the male dancers. Those guys.
Yeah. Please.
I wish I had breakaway pants right now. Damn it.
Okay.
What happened to do breakaway pants still exist?
Probably.
I need some breakaway pants.
Oh my God. Okay, so it's the story of how Chippendales came to be like a thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Like the backstory of the owner, Steve. His name's Steve.
Well, it's not Steve.
Well,
He
his
changed it to
Americanized
Steve.
name is Steve.
I didn't know he was an Indian feller.
Me neither.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And then, we watched a bunch of really crappy Christmas movies.
Oh God, horrible
So many
Christmas
bad
movies,
Christmas movies.
man. The one with Lindsay Lohan, I fell asleep like 26 minutes into it.
Yeah, I finished it. Not good.
We watched the new Christmas Story. It wasn't horrible, but I think I'm only
Told you
saying
he
it
would talk
wasn't.
about that.
I think it's just not horrible because we watched so many horrible Christmas movies.
Yeah. The one show I want to get back into is I want to keep watching the Santa Clauses, because that's the series with Tim Allen and the Santa. I want to see where that takes us. I'm excited for that. Yeah.
Now we're in a pickle because I found a way to be able to watch the first episode of the Interview with a Vampire series, and it was really good.
It was good.
But we can't watch the rest.
Yeah, we don't have AMC Plus.
It was very homoerotic.
It was good though. I mean,
It was.
like, I could have swore it was like intended in the original that it was like
I don't know.
that they had like a connection, romance, whatever.
Yeah.
But isn't that any time it's like
I don't
you're
know.
bitten by a vampire? It's like a whole sexual thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe in those books, not all vampire books, obviously.
I don't know.
It'd be weird if it was like the
I don't remember Brad Pitt and
glittery ones.
Tom Cruise making macaroni noises.
No, I think it was like intent. I think it was like you thought that was happening, but it wasn't shown. I mean, that was like, what, 20 years ago? So they weren't showing.
Well, I remember
stuff
reading
like
my
that on
mama's
television.
books. My mama had all the books, but I don't remember it being. Maybe it was in the books. I don't know.
Maybe you just skipped over that when you read them.
I think there's like 5 books.
Oh
or
yeah,
something. I don't think
they're
I read
huge.
all of them.
They're like really big,
I think
aren't
I only
they?
read 2.
Yeah, I never read any of them.
But
Actually.
now we can't get the. It's on something we don't have, so we got to figure out how to get
Yeah.
it.
Until then, we'll find something else to watch.
What was the Christmas movie on the farm? What was that called? Farm Christmas?
No.
Something farm. Something.
Mistletoe Farm. It was the
Mistletoe
farm, but I
Farm.
don't know if that was the name of the movie.
It was so bad.
It was not good.
And then we've been
It was
watching-
cute and more like for kids, maybe, but not. I wouldn't watch it again. It wasn't. It's not going to be a go-to.
Yeah.
We still have to watch all of the go-tos. We haven't watched enough of them.
I watched
Like
Our
Christmas
Idiot
Chronicles.
Brother again when you were somewhere.
Oh.
And that's one of the most wholesome movies in the whole wide world. Paul Rudd is fantastic in it.
Well, Paul Rudd's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I love him.
Ooh, should we do our game that we learned on Broad City?
Oh, we've been watching Broad City. So how did it go? What was it?
They play a game of people that you would bang, but it's also gross. Or people that are gross, but you would also bang. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And what
I know
was
mine.
your choice?
Mine was Pauly Shore. But Pauly Shore, like, son-in-law days. Not Pauly Shore now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the whole grossness factor of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's not as quite as attractive. And go ahead.
Mine's Nancy Pelosi, 100%. 100%.
Should I, like, insert picture here?
If you want
No.
to. I don't care.
No. All right.
I would
So,
do
comment
30.
down below what your... it wouldn't be your pass. That's a whole nother game.
That's a whole other game.
That's a whole other game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, think about that and comment down below if you've gotten this far. I'm excited to see some of these answers because, some people might be like, somebody that's really attractive, but they think they're actually really gross. Like, other people might think they're really attractive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of, like, another.
Pioneer Woman.
But she's not gross. I don't think she's gross. I think she's pretty.
I mean, my biggest crush my past could also be in this category. Elle King. Because that one's kind of weird because I feel like
she's still beautiful.
I feel like it would get all hot and sensual and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden, all I would see is Rob Schneider. Like, she looks so much like her dad.
She does.
I'd be like,
I can't even
and then
think.
I'd open my eyes and be like, oh God.
I can't even think
You
of
can do it!
another one. I can't think of another person that, like, I would totally bang.
Well, you've got some weird ones already. Like Mike Ness. He's like 104.
Oh, but he's so hot. The lead singer.
Right now, he's so hot. I'm pretty sure he looks like...
Hot. His son's really hot, too.
Like, the Scrooge from the Christmas Past movie thing. Yeah. I didn't know he had it.
All right.
Oh.
Take care of each other, please, and yourselves. It's a stressful season right now. God. Okay, we gotta end this. We're ending this right now. Isn't it happy?
Gang signs. I don't.
That's
I don't know.
no.
No gang signs.
No.
Don't do gang signs. I don't know what to do. Batman. I'm Batman.
First, it was vacuum sealed, and now this one. This one, right here. What are you doing? All right, you need to get off my sweater. Thank you, please.